Happy Tuesday, everybody. This is Mrs. White again, sharing your reading lesson for Tuesday, March 31st. We're going to go back to that historical text that we discussed yesterday, Blood, Smoke, and Freedom, and we're going to learn a little bit more about the vocabulary in that story today and prepare ourselves for reading the story. So the first thing we're going to do is go back to the Storyworks site. Here's your link right here, and I'm going to take you where we were yesterday. Once you get to that story, Blood, Smoke, and Freedom, you're going to come down to multimedia again and go to your slideshows. And this is a slideshow of some of the key vocabulary that's in the story, and understanding some of those key words will really help us to understand the story better as we read. So you're just going to go through. If you come over here,
Wilderness.
You can press
A
the
wild and
speaker.
natural area in which few people live, such as a forest.
So pressing this little speaker will read the word aloud to you and the definition, and there's a little picture, shows you what the wilderness looks like. Some of these may be familiar to you, especially because we've studied the American Revolution. And then if there are some less familiar words, that'll help you when you read the story. So this is a great visual of our 13 colonies over here. Here's Great Britain. We've got a colonist, territory, that large area of land, slaves, enslaved, musket. We've talked about how long it took to load those muskets before. A memoir, that's how you say that word. And again, if you're not sure how to pronounce any of these words, there's a little speaker button over there. A piece of writing in which a person describes his or her past experiences. A regiment. Ferried, some of you may have been on a ferry yourself, especially living on the coast like we do. There's the Southport or the Fort Fisher ferry. And then once you come to the end of your slideshow, there's a few bonus words like revolution, Declaration of Independence, and independent, militia, historian, loyalist, we know this one, native peoples. So this just gives you a little preview of some of the vocabulary. You guys can go back through that on your own. And then what you're going to do is you are going to read your story today, Blood, Smoke, and Freedom. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can go to read the story here, and it'll bring up the presentation view. And there's lots and lots of features that you can use. You can draw or highlight. If I wanted to show some key text here, I could highlight that. If it's not big enough for you, you can zoom. And I know you guys are familiar with this from class. You can zoom out. You can make this full screen. And then you can flip through the pages right here of the story. Just like that. And then just exit full screen if you want to go back. Another option for you is, coming back here to your tab up here, is to have the story read aloud. Right here. So if you go to audio, it'll read the story aloud to you. You can choose to have the story read aloud at a 780 Lexile. That's going to be right here. Or you can have the story read aloud at a 660 Lexile. And if you do that, you can also download a copy of your 660 Lexile version of the print. Once you read that, you're going to go back to your Google Classroom. Here was yesterday's where we put in our video discussion questions. And then today, after you watch the vocabulary slideshow, you're going to complete the vocabulary activity, which is right here. And it gives you all those words we talked about. And then it's setting up a diary entry. You're going to pretend like you found an old book at your grandmother's house, and it's the diary of a young person who lived in the time of the American Revolution. So you're going to write an entry and just describe a day in their life and use at least 4 of the vocabulary words from the previous page. So they're all up there for you. You can check them off or highlight them as you use them. And of course, if you'd like to challenge yourself, try to see if you can use as many of those words as possible. All right. And don't forget, You do not have to turn in your slideshow until Friday. Let's get up to the slideshow. And you'll just type your diary entry right here. All right, and if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you.